Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia from Hearts Hearts, showing you my March entry into the Dear Julie Julie Junk Journal Challenge. And let's get started. So the name of my journal is 80s Baby. So for this journal, we had to use a Reader's Digest book as the base, and we had to use Reader's Digest pages within it. And then, of course, Dear Julie Julie style, we have a list of things that we have to make and a list of things that we have to use. And so this was Make a Kit March, but once you put in your mini challenge and a challenge, you could use anything. You didn't have to just use the kit. So I went ahead and did the mini challenge and a challenge as soon as it started, so that pretty much I could use anything that I wanted out of my stash. I do not purchase new things to go in my junk journals right now because I'm trying to use up some of the wonderful things that I found, that I've curated. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, and so I want to use the things that I have. And one thing that I had a lot of was lace. I had purchased this huge bag of lace from the Goodwill for I think $3.99, and I'm like, I can't pass that up. It was an entire bag from a comforter. Like, that's how big it was. And a lot of it was like an 80s style lace. And lace, when I think of the 80s, I think of lace. So the actual original Reader's Digest book was from 1987. And so I decided to go with like an 80s theme. I decided to play off of the year of the book. And so everything in here to me says 80s. I was born in 81. So this is like my childhood right here. Like, I actually thought about, but I didn't want to completely cover the Reader's Digest cover, but I actually thought about, if you are from the 80s, you know, if you know, you know, the photo albums that they used to cover. My mom used to make them cover with the fabric, and then it had like the thing here with the picture, and it was like squishy because it had like the fabric and had like padding underneath. I thought about doing that with this cover, but then I was like, no, I want to keep the integrity of the Reader's Digest cover. And I totally redid this. So this is my 80s baby entry. So we'll start with the cover. The cover, of course, was a 1987's Reader's Digest. And I did this one differently, excuse me, because the pollen count here is so horrible. It's making me cough. Because I actually did not take the spine off of this book at all. If you take a very close peek underneath, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that is the original spine. I just took the innards out of it and I sewed everything directly into that old spine. So I kept the old spine, and it gives it kind of a more rounded appearance and way of moving, and I kind of like that. So I think I'm actually going to try to do that more often. Of course, you can't with like golden books or anything, but if you use a novel, you can pull the innards out and kind of leave that spine, especially if it's intact and it's in great shape like this one was. So we had to have a chunky tassel. So this is my chunky tassel. I took some fabric and some ribbon that I had that totally screamed 80s, and then I went through my buttons, and I don't know why, but these totally screamed 80s as well. And so I added these buttons to it. I sewed this one on. I think I sewed this one on. I did. And then this one I just strung and put a knot. So that is my chunky tassel. And then I just actually hot glued it right here to make it look like it's attached on there. For the spine fabric, this and this are a pillow sham that I found at Goodwill in the past. This is all things I already had in my stash, that when I looked at it, it screamed 80s to me. And then when I saw this ribbon in my stash, like, it pearls and lace, like, what's more 80s than that? It reminds me of an 80s wedding. This ribbon, this lace is actually one piece of a double lace and then one piece of a single. This is a Dear Julie Julie digital, and this is the digital that I used. I used this, and I used another one that I think was a freebie. If you go to the Dear Julie Julie group where we post all this, I have all the information on that, and I'll try to attach it to the video as well. So this is just a piece of lace here. When you open it, like, is this not 80s? Like, I pulled out all the lace that was 80s. Like, I'm even talking 80s. Like. Okay, so we had to make a library pocket. I haven't put the actual card in here yet because I actually like to use, and I probably just stick an index card in there for now. I actually like to use this as, like, if I give it to someone as a gift, I put the inscription and everything on that. This is a Dear Julie Julie digital with some of that fabric. I made it into like a cluster. And then this is a picture straight out of the book. This is book page here, and this is a piece of lace. The inside of the covers, I used some scrapbook paper that looks like lace or like a torn muslin type fabric, just screamed 80s as well. I prefer to always use the original beginning pages, such as the copyright, but we had to use this as part of the challenge. So this is a tip in, and this is the original fly page, and this is a Dear Julie Julie digital. I used inking throughout, so she likes you to use 3 things on each item in addition to a Dear Julie Julie digital. So I'm going to say everything in here is probably inked. I love to ink my edges. It just gives it this more natural look to me. So everything is inked. I usually add something else to it, such as the washi tape, and I usually add something like patterned paper. And so this is attached to a 1980s baseball sticker book that I had. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper. This was probably my favorite piece from the entire challenge. It's a flip, but it's a scrappy flip. And I use some of the 80s lace, and this is a Dear Julie Julie digital. This is scrapbook paper. You open it. This is a piece of mail trash, junk mail trash. That's a Dear Julie Julie digital. And then this is just a piece that I collaged. I did a lot of collaging this time around. I made like a whole, because I thought, I also love Joey DeFee, and she does a lot of collaging with book pages, and I thought of her immediately when I thought I have to make so much out of book pages. So I made a whole book page master board before I even started, and I used that as a base on a lot of things. So this was part of this was not part of a master board. This was actually glued onto a piece of cardstock using scraps that I had left over. So this was one of the last items I made. This is a Dear Julie Julie digital, and another Dear Julie Julie digital, a piece of notebook paper. This is a tuck. I was trying to figure out what it was. It's a side tuck, so you could tuck an item right in here. This is scrapbook paper that I punched these dragonflies out of. You'll see a lot of these dragonflies throughout the book. I use that often, so punch was one of the other things that I added to a lot of things. I did some stamping on the book page, and this is a little mini tuck within a tuck as well. So it's a little Dear Julie Julie digital that I just tucked into that one. That's book page. I used washi tape to keep it sturdy. Composition book page, a piece out of the actual novel. This, by the way, this was a challenge finding the Reader's Digest book. Now, I see at my thrift store next to where I work, I just went there for the first time the other week ago, and they have Reader's Digest books priced at $5 for $1.50 because they're trying to get rid of them because they're so easy to procure, right? But they didn't have any. And this book was literally the only one in that Goodwill. And that was after I searched the Goodwill near me. I searched the Goodwill, I searched the Salvation Army in my town. Then I went to the town that I work in, and I searched the Goodwill, Goodwill Last Chance Goodwill that usually has like books for 25 cents. I was like, maybe I could find it in this card book. No, I found this one. I paid $1.99 for it, but it was not easy to find. So Reader's Digest condensed books are not as easy to find as they used to be. And I used to have a ton of them, and I got rid of them. Like, these are so easy to find, and I don't really use them to make journals. Well, next time I see one cheap, I'm going to go ahead and just have it in my stash. So this was another, I said the other was my favorite. This is another one of my favorites, and this is a pocket that I made out of a book page and then a page of the photo out of the book. This is some Dollar Tree gem stickers that I had on hand. I used the rest of those throughout this. Dear Julie Julie Digital. Of course, it's inked. I glued this lace around it. It was hard to find a place to put this because it's a pocket and it's so big that it was hard to find a place to put it. But here's a piece of that master board as well. And that is a journaling card. But that's that master board that I made. And I just tucked that in there. This is a fold pocket. And you see lace, Dear Julie Julie Digital, book page, all the fun stuff. And inside is a fun tag I made out of just scraps. So I just took scraps that I had left over and I glued it. So if the pocket didn't have anything in it, I went through my scraps and tried to make things to go so that everything had something in it. Dear Julie Julie Digital, some more different lace that screamed 80s to me. Another Dear Julie Julie Digital. A tag that looks like a bookmark. This was also something I got from the Joey DeFee channel. She made, where she just took some crayons and colored on some book pages, and I'm like, let me try that. So I tried that. This is Masterboard that I used to make this tip in. And I made a pocket, scrapbook paper. This is the accordion pocket, and I just have a Dear Julie Julie Digital inside there, and a tag, another piece of that masterboard. And as you see, that masterboard came in handy. And that was my idea behind making it, was that I could just cut it up and use it where I needed it. This was a double tuck. Tuck one, tuck two. That's a page out of the book, made into a journaling card. Another one of those Dollar Tree gem. Another piece. No, this was not a masterboard. This was a book page made into a mini envelope with a Dear Julie Julie Digital inside. And on the back of that, I did collage the book page onto a piece of scrapbook paper. And this is masterboard right here. All right, this is out of a 1980s Women's Day magazine, 1987 I think as well. Scrapbook paper, some more of that lace I had on hand. Another Dear Julie Julie Digital, it's the tip in. Some more of those dragonflies, some more coloring. This is a pocket with a tag, journaling space, some more dragonflies. And so I did also take some of those scraps and made dragonflies with them. So I try to use everything that I start with. I try to finish, put it into my journal, especially when I'm doing a Dear Julie Julie journal, because she requires a lot more stuff than I would put into one that I'm just making on my own, which I haven't made any on my own in a while. But this is my second one in a row. I did February and I'm doing March. And so I try to use up everything that I take out to use in this journal. I try to use all of it up. This is the Dad's envelope. Dad's bank envelope. This was fun. I just included another picture from the book. And then inside the envelope, I have just some ephemera that I had left over, like some dragonflies and things. And I made some circles out of scraps of Dear Julie Julie Digitals and that kind of stuff. Another one of those dollar store gems. Okay, and just a piece of composition paper as well. Another digital. This is a corner tuck or corner pocket. Just some more digitals. Same thing. I did pretty much the same thing with each signature. This is another flip, and I tried to put, like, if it needed 3 flips, then I put a flip in each. If it needed 3 tags, I put a tag in each. So this is another flip. This is a waterfall, and I just used pretty much some scraps that I had to make that. This was another fun one that I made, and this is the flip-flop pocket. So it's got the flip-flop, but I made it like double flip-flop tuck. I don't know. I got creative with it. I made it into a pocket and another journaling tag sitting right in there. And some of these I hot glued. I don't know if I hot glued this one on or not. I think I did because it sticks up. I hot glued some of these, and some of these I also put where you fold the paper in half and you glue one piece to here and one piece down so that it makes the pocket open better. I found that I like pockets like that better, so I started doing that more too, especially when I made ready pockets. I did that. This is a piece of double lace, like 80s. Another digital. This is flip over pocket. That's not the cutest thing ever. And it opens. I don't have anything in it. Be cute to put, I don't know why, but I keep thinking of money in those. And on this side is my belly band and another ready pocket. And this is one, it's called an envelope pocket, and this was a Joey DeFee thing as well. So as you can tell, I'm a big fan of hers as well. And I just put some little leftover ephemera in there. And of course, this was made from the masterboard. Another magazine page, another pocket, and more collaging. This is a Precious Moments coloring book. I think it was actually published in like 2000, but if you're from the 80s, you know that Precious Moments was popular in the 80s. This is a double tuck corner tuck. More of that masterboard, Dear Joey Joey Digital, Dear Joey Joey Digital, Dear Joey Joey Digital. This was made from a picture out of the book, and I just loved it because it had Monopoly. Like, I'm telling you, if you're from the 80s, this book is going to like be so nostalgic. This was another tip-in with a journaling space. And another over-the-page pocket. And this one is full of stuff. And I just took a lot of my scraps and put them into the pockets because if you're going to give away or sell this journal, it's going to already have everything in it that someone can use to decorate. That was my thinking behind it. This is a pocket that I attached to the back of the paper. Inside, it's got that. It's another corner tuck. It's a top corner tuck. It's a piece of masterboard. This is another double tuck pocket. It's just got some ephemera inside it. Digital. This is the fabric flip, and I used that same fabric from that pillow. And here's where I used, as I said, I love to include the copyright in every journal I make. I try to include that copyright somewhere in that journal. So here is the copyright to this one, 1987. And on the back is some more of the information. And then I just put some journaling paper inside. And I made it into a pocket. And the end. I put nothing back here, which I could have included one of these pockets that I have clipped in, but sometimes I put something on the back, sometimes I don't. So I decided not to put anything on the back this time. And then some more of that same lace, and I left more of the actual original cover exposed on the back because I wanted people to be able to see what this originally was and then what I turned it into. I love making this kind of junk journal because I love just taking, especially the discard books that I do get from the Last Chance Goodwill, because those books are actually going to the trash if nobody purchases them. They're selling them for 25 cents. So if it looks like something I can use, I purchase it and I end up with something like this. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I will try to remember to link everything in the description box. Let me know if you like my crafts and my paper crafts and things on this channel, or if I maybe should switch some things to my other channel, how I'm doing this. Right now it's just easier for me because I don't even edit my videos. It's easier for me just to throw them all into one channel because I'm so busy teaching and living life and all of that. So let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know what your favorite thing was. And come join the Dear Julie Julie challenges. They're awesome. They're fun. And then when you finish and you post everything, then you get invited to the VIP party the following month and you get free digitals. You get to be on the design team for the month. And it's just a lot of fun. They have a whole VIP party and you get free digitals to use next time. And that's what I like to do. I like to take the digitals because we're having a party this month for February. So these digitals I would love to use in April and then continue to do that. That would be fun. And it gives me another challenge within the challenge to use the digitals from the month before and to let that get my creative juices flowing. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.